All right, so here's my Makita M1219L, and absolutely love this saw, but the dust collection on this thing kind of sucked. So I went out of my way to try to 3D print something else that maybe worked a little bit better for the setup that I have and what I was planning on using it for. So I use a little shop vac down here connected to a dust separator, the Home Depot special, which runs right along and up through the table. It does have a blast gate on here as well, which I could use for just cleaning the garage, whatever. That goes up to the top of here, and there's a little top on there, and it's going to be a overhead boom at some point, so I haven't gotten around to that yet. Another blast gate up here, which is in the open position right now, and this comes down to my miter saw. Now this Makita M1219L had this little guy here, which was that goes into the back here. Now this didn't work for me because I wanted to use the 2-inch hose. This is an Amazon hose, and came in like 100-foot length. I wanted all this to be able to go to my dust collector. So what I did was I 3D printed this little part right here. So what that basically does, there's a black one, kind of similar. So it kind of rough, but it's more done in draft mode. So this little guy goes in, plugs into the back where it is there. And these little parts that are on the top, let's see if I can do this without looking like a complete dork. So these little guys here actually spin, and they're designed with a little groove in the piece that sits on top, and then these two pieces were printed separately, and they just kind of clamp on either side. And the piece that has a groove in it is similar to kind of something like this. So it has this little groove around it, and the little pieces that connect on the top have this kind of a slot into it, and they just clamp over, giving some movement to this as well. So these pieces actually spin. Now why that's important is because when you move the saw back and forth, if there's any way that these hoses will bind if they're not allowed to turn. So no matter which orientation I put this saw in, so all the hoses can go up and back, and you have no issues at all with anything binding. That's there, and of course I've designed this as well so you can push the saw all the way back and you get full movement all the way back, up and down. You have no issues at all with anything being in the way or catching on the wall behind it, which is kind of great. So this is on the straight 90 degree. Move that all around to 45 as well, and no issues with it there. The only issue you might have something like this is oh, that's 60, sorry. At 45, this stays out of the way enough that even doing full cuts, the hose itself doesn't get in the way of the miter fence. And that works there, both directions at 45. And you see again, it's everything's lots of room. Nothing binds, everything twists, does it perfectly. And so that's my kind of attempt, I guess, at trying to make something that would work a little bit better for me. Allows me to connect it to a regular dust hose, gets good extraction that way. And yeah, I like it. Any questions, let me know.